episode 39, everybody. Hello, welcome back. Getting Out Podcast, Anthony here. Talking to you things, camping, four-wheel drive, a bit of life, why not? But today's topic, I thought I'd just get into it instead of a bit of a spiel. You know, life is what it is. Probably should be up to episode 50, if not 60 by now, but here we are at 39. Next time is 40. Supposed to have a guest ready, but that's just going to be delayed a little bit. As we said, life, not getting into it, but here we are. But I thought I was just cleaning up my garage, see what I can get rid of. I like sort of putting things in the boxes and having it ready to go when I need to. And there was some crap in there that I looked at, and I'm like, do I need that? Should I, does this work for my setup? And then I just went down this rabbit hole, the things I'm still currently using and I thought was good, probably is still good using, but I'll be honest with it in the next topic. And I actually have 5 things that I brought up that I said I could change that, or maybe I'll revert back to what I was originally thinking. So I've written down the 5 things, and I'll go into a little bit of detail for each one of them. And they're not in really any order. It's just probably the order I saw them in and wrote it down on my phone, to be honest. But I remember watching Harry Fight a Fork, and he's got the Cedar Summit lightweight pot, and I'm like, oh, that's handy. You know, you can boil water, do this, do that. I used to have a little kettle I brought, and I thought I'd get a pot because you can cook pasta, you can do noodles, boil water. It's quite multitask. But when you put it in the box, it's a pain in the ass because it just takes up a fair bit of room. Yes, you can put other stuff in and nest it and whatever. But half the time I look for the stuff I nested in the pot, I was looking going, where the hell did I pack it? Not realizing I put it in the pot. So top one is pretty much a pot, like a lightweight pot. You can use any pot. Don't get me wrong. Still the one in your garage, your kitchen. I could have done the same, but I wanted something lighter because I was like, I like to pack light. So I got a lightweight pot. It works. The handle folds in. It comes with the lid with the strainer. It's a great pot. But if I had my time again, or what I'm going to do now is actually sell it on Marketplace because I barely use it. It's brand new practically. And I'm going to get myself one of those pop-up pots. So it packs flat. Cedar Summit again. Seen reviews on it, how they pack flat. It looks awesome. And to have it packed flat along with your plates and stuff like that, that makes sense to me. And I'm like, save weight. Yes, it's a little bit more expensive, but sell the other one on Marketplace. Yeah, I won't be out of pocket that much. So I'm going to go through experiment and just do it. And I'm going to do it before and after. Why not? So my number one, first item was, a lightweight pot. You can use any pot, or in my case, my solution to this is a collapsible pot. So I'm going to give that a shot. So I'll report back and see how I go. And speaking of steel, I used to use just Renault plates. I used to use paper plates and throw them in the fire when I travelled because it was just sometimes a bit easy and I had to wash cutlery when you can be bothered. Still do that on the odd occasion. But I ended up going stainless steel plates, the stainless steel plates, the Zebra brand. And I thought, hygiene, stainless steel, lasts forever. Yeah, I'll go those. So I did. But the problem with stainless steel plates is 2 things. Number one, when you're cutting something on it, it's extremely slippery. So if you're say you're cutting a steak or something on that plate, for example, go with steak, it slip around. And they didn't exactly have much grip when you got your plate either on your lap or on a table. They'd slip inside everywhere. But the other problem is if you go camping, you don't bring a table, which I don't do anymore. I used to always sit on a table. Now we just sit on our camp chairs and eat. The biggest challenge is whatever's hot on your plate is transferred to your leg. And if you're traveling summer, you got, you're wearing shorts. Even with pants, it's still hot. So the other thing I would change is I'm actually going to go probably back to the plasticky plates, and there's ones that you can buy that actually has the grip on the bottom. I found one in my set, and I'm like, oh, this is much easier. It actually grips on, doesn't transfer the heat. They're still easier to clean and wash and keep hygienic. So really, transferring from stainless steel to plastic, or enamel, whatever, not enamel, enamel's still steel, like that plastic compound plate is going to be my next one, because I noticed when we went away and the kid's like, Dad, I need a tea towel or towel to put on my legs because it's too hot. Not knowing that, plastic, the metal holds the heat and transfers the heat faster. So, yeah, I'm going to try that again. And I might even sell the plates on Marketplace. They've barely been used. So, why not? So that was number 2. Number 3, plastic cutlery. I'm a bit of hit and miss on this one, in all honesty. The plastic cutlery is good because it doesn't tingle and tangle and ting around the back and make a noise. It's easy to clean, they're easy to use. They're actually not that bad. But I actually want to go to stainless steel again. Want to go to like a stainless steel cutlery set. And particularly steak knives, because the kids are getting older now and we do eat steak when we go away, or sausages or whatever. And I actually want to get either just the standard steak knives, or the Victorinox actually make a fold-out steak knife. So the steak knife is nested within the handle, so there's no sharp bits. But I've got a cutlery holder now, so I can sort of just put a standard one in and protect myself and not have it tingle around. But at the same time, yeah, eating out of plastic plates and knives and spoons sometimes is a genuine pain in the ass. I find it's more functional to actually use like a smaller set of stainless steel in your set. After having the kids using plastic, they've actually just grabbed the stainless steel one out of the drawer and put it in the set on the way out. Especially with spoons, eating cereal and stuff. It's just, I don't know, just works out better. Because we used to see the Summit one. Like I said, worked well, but that's something I'm going to change and go back to. That I probably think cutlery in stainless steel is probably more hygienic than plastic, or last longer. But if you put it in a cutlery set where you nest it in the, say, like a canvas bag or something with the slots, you're not going to have that problem where it's going to go flying around. And really, cutlery, plastic and metal are pretty similar to weight. So in terms of that, yeah, I'm going to go stainless steel and report back that one as well. So yeah, I've been thinking about that one for a while, because I don't know, it's a bit, you're away camping, yeah, you're roughing it, but I find plastic, it's a bit childish sometimes. Kids are 8 now, they're using bigger plates at the dinner table with cutlery, with steak knives now, cutting their own steaks and doing their own sauce. They're not using baby plates anymore, or the plastic plates that you use when they were 2 or 3 years old with the wiggles on it, whatever. So, it's that sense of growing up. Everyone grows up and might as well just keep it uniform. So, and honestly, I carry when I go away myself, I always carry stainless steel, because that thing. So, yeah, that's going to be another one I change. One I've been on the fence about is toiletry containers. I find I had the Cedar Summit ones as well. Bloody hell, this thing should be sponsored by Cedar Summit. But I used to use I had bought a set of Cedar Summit toiletry containers, because you can carry shampoo, conditioner, everything, and the lids twist, they disperse well. This is something I'm only just started to introduce, because I used to just buy a cheap Palmolive shampoo, small one from the Woolworths, and sometimes I just carried like the big bottle of body wash when we go camping to wash the kids and to shampoo the kids. But converting from that, and now I've actually done this one. I'm not actually going to do this in the future. So sorry, this item I've already done, say, successfully, is I bought small toiletry containers and labeled them, so you're carrying less in the toiletry bag. It all fits. You're not carrying big bulky shampoos and stuff. Like it, essentially, it's lightened the load, but made it much easier. Particularly now, the kids shower themselves and you give them the bottles and they go. Having the toiletry set up in a way where the kids are grown up now, where you're not having to shower them, in a sense, it's been a big step in our journey camping. Even going by myself, just carried a couple of small bottles rather than carrying all the whole kit and caboodle of massive containers and stuff. Eliminating that, you're eliminating waste. You don't have to carry so much crap everywhere. So that's a good one. I definitely would do that. So Cedar Summit make good containers. I think you can only really buy them on Amazon. I've bought the cheaper ones from Kmart and all that, but they always leak. They always pop it. It's the last thing you want is shampoo and crap everywhere, all over the place. So, yeah, good quality toiletry containers is one I have changed recently, and I can say it's successful. Steel pegs and a hammer. I've not done that in years. I've got piles of pegs that from say the awning or my Oz tent that are just sitting in the garage doing nothing. If you want them, have them. But and the swags come with like crappy little pegs. Like you cannot use those anyway. Like the ones that come these days with a lot of awnings and stuff, and the cheaper ones, the pegs are nothing. Like the pegs that came with the Bush Company awning are massive. You'd be sitting there forever. And in terms of weight, smashing down the pegs and trying to get the pegs out if you're in hard ground, it's an absolute pain in the ass. And I can tell you now, like, having to carry a hammer, carry all those pegs are massive. So what I've done is I've got the Super Peg drill pegs, and I use my impact drill or just a standard drill with the 13mm 13mm socket bit at the top, and that successfully just drills in and drills out. I've got a canvas bag that I keep it all in, and I even just bought an extra socket. One thing with the socket though is buy an impact socket with the hex head, not the star head, and your pegs will last forever. And don't buy a long socket, buy the short socket, because the long sockets, they chew up the bolt and then the peg head goes right down. I would not buy Super Peg again though. I would go a different brand. The Super Peg one's like $2 each, $3 each or something. But I don't believe they make them much anymore. Or actually, sorry, some places don't stock it anymore. They do make them. I've bought some recently and 3 of them were bent as bananas. Sent it into them and say, hey, this is not satisfactory for an item. They've never returned back to me. So Super Peg pegs can get stuffed now. I think the ones that have like the head on it with the socket and they drill down, but they are really good. There's some on the market. I think it's Easy Anchor. I think Tie Gear makes some. Do your research. I'm gonna try some out because I'm never buying Super Peg again after what I experienced with their customer service. They're off my list now. They're on my shit list. So yeah, I would definitely investigate screw pegs. Yes, you're carrying a drill. Yes, it's another item, but it's just so easy just to, instead of whacking them down, you just screw them down, and it takes 2 seconds. If you're carrying a leaf blower for the fight, you got to drill. Just carry the skin of the drill. It's nothing. They use a stuff-all power, and especially when you're packing up, you don't have to sit there ripping it out of the ground or ruining your tent, because a lot of people pull the tent up with the ring pull to pull the peg out instead of using the hammer. The drill, you just put it in reverse, drill it out, done, see you later. It's so much easier. Definitely give some research into that and do that one. I can do a comparison video one day. I'm going to do more content like that. Sometimes I don't have time, and I'm probably a bit pedantic at the quality of it. So I'm just going to start doing it. I don't mind creating content. I think, I need to engage more with you guys online. So that's what I'm going to do. Bit of a bonus one. I know I've done 5, but number 6, I've had awnings that come and tents that come with the guide ropes, and they're literally just a pile of rope with a little plastic thing at the end that, keep it strong. The 2 things that piss me off about it is, number 1, they get tangled, especially the awning ones. You're sitting there untangling it and you got to tie the awning down. You need to tie the awning down, especially if it's windy, because the wind that comes up from underneath the awning and pushes up into the air from underneath is going to ruin your awning before anything else. Tying it down keeps it down. Learn from experience. Had the Super Peg Patriot Campers 270 awning on my car. Wind came and the awning blew onto my roof. The only thing that broke was 2 $5 knuckles. Easy fix. I was actually still able to use the awning, but for safety, I did take it down. Having it tied down is essentially the same if you put a peg on it and tie it down. Especially with Bush Company. I know a lot of awnings like the King's Darshis, you need to put a peg down, tent pole down to, uniform it. Bush Company, you don't need to, but I still have the pegs. The poles just in case to do so. I still carry a couple of super poles in my setup just in case, because I don't know. Still a bit conscious of that time it blew up. If it get heavy rain, you do still need a peg, I believe, but I haven't had that experience yet. But something I can test out. But back to the ropes. The Tire Gear ones have like a mechanism at the bottom where it ties itself up, and the excess rope goes into the actual, like there's a little bag on it, and you put the excess rope in it and zip it up. You can even get bonus things for it where they got like a illuminated rope that goes with the existing Tire Gear rope that lights up so you don't trip over it. That with the screw-in pegs has literally sped up my pack-up setup time. I set myself up with one of my mates when we went camping last time, and literally I was done in 2 seconds with the tent. My kids are even the ones that said, we need more time playing. Stop taking so long to set up that, and literally they're like, oh, shivers. We actually set up really fast, and more important, the kids can do it too. So yeah, the Tire Gear ones, as much as I thought it was a gimmick, yes, they're $20 each. But God, it just makes it so much easier to set up and pack up. And there's no rope. I hate detangling stuff. It does my head in. So, yeah, I've got 4 of those. I'll probably still keep going with them. Yeah, I highly recommend those as well. This is not a plug for Tire Gear. They're not paying me anything. No one's paying me anything to do this. If I said if they were crap, I'd let you know it's crap. I can't lie to my audience. So, and I think people that know me within my friend circle will say the same thing. So, yeah, give it a try. If you have any questions, I'm happy for you guys to have if you got some feedback that you want me to show what I've talked about, please let me know. Happy to do some YouTube videos. Request if there's any content that would help you guys out with what I've spoken about over the last few shows. Please let me know. I'd love to, I will give you that feedback. Follow me on the socials and stuff. I will be a bit more active on it. So I had 6. I think those 6 things I've got to change, have changed, we'll follow up on. But, essentially, it's not stopping me going out now with what I got. It's just tweaking a few things. And, there might be something in your setup that you go, geez, do I need to carry that? Or, maybe I haven't even thought of that. Or what if I compare a few things that I've got and get rid of something and add something else? Like, as I said, you can find things, sell things on Marketplace and still break even nearly. So I've been doing that recently and it's been quite successful. So, yeah, till next time, I appreciate your time. Hope you have a good day and night, or however you're listening, wherever you are in the world. We've got a lot of audience in America now, which has been pretty cool, and all around Australia. So thank you very much for the support. And yeah, I'll be back shortly with more from the Getting Out podcast. Have a great day. Bye.